Hey everyone, I'm back. So I finally made it back on. Welcome to Chasing Trails. And we are chasing a new trail today. We have been hiking, but unfortunately on the hikes I've been doing of late, it has either been raining or threatening to thunderstorm. So really haven't been taping them because, well, you know, to be honest, I don't want to damage my camera. So what's going on today? Well, today we are heading to Edelweiss, Germany. That's right. There's a military installation. I guess it's right at the base of the Alps. I hear it's really beautiful, and we're going to stay a night or two there. I'll be camping at least one night, maybe both, depending on what time I get in. It's a bit of a drive from Belgium to get into Edelweiss, but I'm looking forward to it. So for this little road trip, I rented a car, a Suzuki, something or other. I don't know. It's a really small car. It has 4 seats, but I think 4 people sitting here would be rather uncomfortable. I'm gonna go with one person, his bag, maybe 2 in their bags, and that would be about it. I definitely wouldn't want to pick up somebody from the airport in this. Anywho, looking forward to this, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. And as always, if you have questions, go ahead and drop them in down below. And let's have fun. So a little status update. I've gone through Belgium, gone through Luxembourg, and I'm now in Deutschland. And I think I'm on the Autobahn because everyone's driving like that. It's like it's the Autobahn. That crazy Europe. It's time for one of those stories real quickly while I'm driving along here. So I rent this car. Alright. And you know, it has the USB port, but of course, the USB port doesn't work with my cell phone. Other than charging it, that is, which is a good thing. The unfortunate part of this is that you can't listen to my music on the way here. And let me tell you something about Belgium, all right? The radio station choices aren't that good. I'm really hoping that as I get into Germany, I'll get some better choices in music. You know, I'm a big fan of talk radio. And when I'm in the States, I will sit there and I'll listen to talk radio, you know, all day. I love it. However, listen to talk radio in French, not such a big fan, just saying. Anywho, yeah, it's raining. It's a fun ride. We're about 4 hours in, roughly. Got about 4 hours to go. I'll keep you posted. Okay, so I'm about to do something I suggest you never do, and I set up a tent you've never set up before on your camping trip. Normally I would have set this up prior, but every day I've been out hiking here recently, it's been raining, so I really haven't had a chance. So let's just see how long it takes me to set this bad boy up. Alright, so it's flowing together really nicely. I should be done real soon. Be back with you, talk a little bit in the tent, and then call it a night. Alright, well, I think after a little trip like that today that I'm certainly deserving of some coffee. And I've brought some Maxwell House Instant, a little Optimus Crux stove. They do not allow open campfires here. Go figure. Nor can you use any other setup stoves to become campfires. So, you know, it's kind of par for course for Europe. I mean, It's the way they do business here. And you know what they say, when in Rome, do as a Roman. Now this stove itself is, like I said, it's my Optimus Crux stove. And attached to this is the little gas bottle. And this thing is just fantastic, man. This thing will heat water in about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. It'll be boiling and ready for the coffee. Matter of fact, I'll probably have to set it aside and let the thing cool off. But these get really hot, and when they're hot, you don't want to touch this. So I set it aside for a couple minutes and give it a chance to cool off. So I'm just going to show you this if I can get it started for you. You know, whenever you go camping, you bring backups on backups. So just in case I was able to start a campfire, I went ahead and brought my flint and steel, but obviously that's not going to be happening. And I have a couple backups to that. A Zippo lighter, and of course, this right here, my waterproof lighter. Or my lighter, I should say, in a waterproof thing. What I'm going to do here is light this bad boy off. Got to get some gas flow first. There it goes. Woo! Get that dialed in. Put this lighter away so it's waterproof again. I got my Toaks, titanium cup. This is an awesome little cup. Second time I've used it. You know, the first time I used it on this, didn't leave a mark. Definitely need to follow up on this though and make sure that this stays clean. I got some good stuff that I saw in a video on the Outdoor Gear Review. It was called bar cleaning something or other. I'll talk about it later when I know exactly what it is. You know, these kind of things when you're camping, it's just kind of a guess it. But it's about right. Looks like about all the coffee I'm going to drink. Put that bad boy on there. And just be patient. So, what else can I talk about while I'm waiting on this coffee to cook? Let's talk about the trip up here. Alright, from Brussels to here. It was approximately 8.5 to 9 hours. It was a pretty long trip, and let me tell you something. I thought, okay, in Brussels, near where I work, they've had road construction that's been going on forever. The company that was doing it started it and then went bankrupt when they went on strike, and hence it's kind of never got finished. So, go figure. Europe's all about unions, and it's kind of a see what they do. Anywho, I come into Germany today. I thought Brussels was bad or Belgium was bad. And Germany's beautiful. When you're driving through Germany, through the countryside, it is everything that you picture from like a card. I can't wait to come out here in the winter and see it when it snowed, because it's absolutely beautiful. But I would say that 60 to 70% of the roads on the way here were being worked on. And every time you thought you were coming out of something, you'd open up, and then a couple of kilometers later, because it's not a couple miles, no, here it's Europe, a couple kilometers later, bang, it starts narrowing again. It was a fun trip. What else can I tell you about the trip down here? Gas in Europe. Boy, let me tell you, if you don't know about gas in Europe, if you haven't been here yet, I know like my dad has, he's experienced it firsthand. They don't work in gallons, they work in liters. So if you have to put in, say, 14 liters of fuel, which I did today, it cost me just over 20 bucks for the first refill on the way out here. And that's just crazy. There's no way I'm going to let this tank go empty. I'm going to run it from full to 3/4 when I go back on Wednesday, because I just don't want the pain of, you know, pumping until my heart hurts, watching that spinner keep doing this and this and this, and, you know, 50, 60, 70, $80. But other than that, it was a really good trip up here. I did stop at Burger King. I cheated a little bit. That's probably why it took me just a tad longer, because yeah, we don't have any in Brussels yet, and I had to get a Whopper. Sorry, I know, my bad. I know it's not really good for you, but hey, I live dangerously. I just want to tell everybody, welcome to the trip. I hope you enjoy. I'm going to drink this coffee in a couple of minutes, and then we're going to come back in a little while when I go in to lay down, and I'll show you the inside of the tent. And one of the pretty cool features about this tent and we'll cover some little good night stories together. See you in a bit. All right, so welcome to the tent. Let's talk a little bit first about the tent, and I'm going to talk a little bit first about the weather, though. Sorry. The weather for tonight is supposed to get down to around 5 degrees Celsius, which is roughly 40 degrees Fahrenheit, in that range. So it's not going to get too cold. Tomorrow it's supposed to be some rain, so I'm going to have to get up in the morning, double check everything, make sure my tent's solid so we don't have any issues. Let me give you a little cruise around the tent, show you some pretty cool things about it. First of all, this is a big Agnes. It's a 3-person tent. I like the 3-person tent personally because it gives me lots of room for stuff to stretch out. And they say it's 3, and you could probably fit 3 in here, but I think 2 would be probably about all I'd want in here, because after that it's getting just a little bit too crowded. So let me show you a little bit about the tent. One of the coolest features of the tent, it has this bad boy right up here. It's an LED strip, and basically the way it works, it's got a little remote control, and you click it and it has 3 settings: high, medium, and low. That happens to be high, and the high setting is just awesome. It's not bright, which really for that I don't really want it bright. It's kind of a, hey, let's find our stuff in the morning kind of light, which works perfectly fine for me. As far as the doors go, it has the main door in front, and it also has a little back door in the back. I did struggle a little bit getting it set up. Like I said, no, don't ever take a tent out for the first time when you're going camping and set it up. That's always a bad idea. But I did it anyways. I anticipated getting up here in the daytime, but you know, my timing was a little bit off, and I ended up getting up here at dusk, which made it a little bit more complicated, but it still wasn't too bad. I still got it up in about, the better part, about 5 minutes maybe. Once I got the bars figured out, the 2 long bars obviously were the easy ones because they're crossbars. It was a short bar that was throwing me off, and I figured out that runs from the front to the back to poof that up and lock it in. But once I got that figured out, all the rest was a breeze. The tent itself is great. We'll see how it works out tomorrow when it rains. That'll be the rain test. I mean, this is a serious field test I'm giving this tent tonight and tomorrow. I'm actually going home on Wednesday, so I'll be out here one more night. Don't know how much more I'll have to say tomorrow. Kind of want to hike around. I want to show you some of the stuff around this area. As I was coming in, I noticed some of the mountains. I think this is considered the beginning of the Alps in this area, and some of the mountains off that way from me are have snow like lining them. So it's crazy. It's October and there's snow there, but it's the Alps, so I guess it's to be expected. Obviously these aren't the big Alps, those run up into Switzerland, but still it's kind of cool. I'm going to show you some of the sights around here, let you see some of the trees and such. Maybe take you around there's a little town I saw coming in here that looked like an older German town. Probably going to shoot some footage there so you guys can check that out. As far as my sleeping goes, what I have tonight is I am laying on a Thermarest self-inflating pad, which is pretty comfortable so far, I gotta say. It's a 4-season pad. I got it on sale. It was a great deal. I have my sleeping bag with me, which is a snug pack. It's good to -5 degrees. I'm a warm sleeper, so I won't be inside of it. It's more just for a cushion between the pad, myself, and the ground. And then for my cover, I have this bad boy right here. This is the Snug Pack Whoopee, and this is a great little thing. I love this Whoopee. The only thing I don't like about this Whoopee is putting it away. Putting it away is a chore. They give you a stuff sack, and literally it is a stuff sack, because by the time you take 10 minutes to get this back in that sack, that thing is like, you wonder how you're going to get it back out. And believe me, it took me a couple minutes just to get this out of the sack. That's how well it stuffs. I got a sack I bought on sale for like $6 or $7 on Amazon coming, a new stuff sack, which I'll use for this, and then I'll use their stuff sack for something else. And I understand that in my next battle box, they're sending another one of these, so I'll have 2. And you can never have enough whoopies. Right? Everybody always needs a whoopee, right? As far as my plans for the rest of the evening, I'm not really going to do that much. You know, I worked last night overnight, all night long, and then I drove all day today to get here. And with that, yeah, I'm kind of beat down. So my plans for the rest of the night are to relax a little bit, to call my better half, see how our day's going. My tire got a flat tire, apparently got a nail in it. She was having it fixed. We have AAA. I got AAA specifically so that while I'm away, while I'm here, should something like this happen with a battery or a tire or something like that, she can just call and have someone there to help her get it straight. So that's for her, and I love her, baby. I love you, baby. I just want to tell you that. But as far as that goes, I mean, the only other big news, I mean, in case some of you who watch this might not know, is, and I know the people I work with already know because I've told them, we bought a new house in Florida. It's kind of old, but in Florida, if you're buying a new home, they're kind of expensive. And usually in the neighborhood, especially in the neighborhood we're in, if you're buying a $200,000 home, you're buying a home from like the 50s or 60s, which this is, but it's been remodeled. It looks pretty nice, pretty impressive. I'm looking forward to seeing it myself when I get home in December, just as I'm looking forward to seeing my wife and my stepkids. And other than that, I mean, I don't have much else to say this evening other than I hope you guys are enjoying this. I'll be here tonight. I'll be here tomorrow night. I'll have a little chat with you tomorrow, maybe tell you some more amazing That Crazy Europe stories. Until then, I want to say good night to everybody, and I will see you bright and early in the morning. Well, made it through the night. Slept really, really well. No disturbances at all. As you can tell, I'm inside the tent, and as you can hear, yes, it's raining once again. So whether or not we're actually going to be able to go around and do the tour of the town today, I'm kind of thinking that might not be happening. Even my lens is a little bit fogged up here. Yep. Let me wipe this off a little bit. Hey, look, there's that sexy guy. Yeah, so while we're waiting, I am making breakfast. Speaking of which, my fire just went out. Yeah, don't try this at home, by the way. You're not supposed to cook near your tent, and normally I don't, but it's raining and I'm not going out there until it slacks off a little bit. Look at that. Biscuits and gravy. Heck yeah, I'm a big fan of biscuits and gravy, especially sausage gravy. So I'm looking forward to giving this a whirl and seeing how good it is. But just add hot water, let it sit 4 minutes, bang, breakfast. Gonna have some coffee, and then I don't know what we're gonna do, but I'll figure something out. See you in a while. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, it's kind of sucks. You know how I said there was going to be rain last night? Yeah, and there was going to be rain today. I said that was definitely going to happen. Well, last night was wrong. Actually, their 4% chance of rain was actually 100% chance. In the middle of the night, I woke up and it was raining. And yeah, it's pretty much been raining all night long. No leaks. Nothing bad, which is good. I'm very happy about that. Not really that cold this morning. I mean, it's chilly, but it's not really cold. It's probably in the 40s, low 40s. I slept really well. Hot. Coffee. And no, I'm not cooking this inside the tent. There's a little vestibule right here, so I can just set it out there on the ground and cook. Wouldn't normally do that either, but like I said, ain't going out there to cook. So, you know, one of the mottos of our forefathers and people in the military is adapt and overcome. And that's what I'm doing. I am certainly adapting. And I think once I drink this nasty coffee, because this stuff is really not that good, but it serves a purpose. I shall overcome. So, I'm getting ready to try this meal. And I got my little high-speed sport. This thing, I love biscuits and gravy. I can't even begin to tell you how much I love it. And I've heard that this is really, really good. Oh, I have chili for tonight for dinner, but I'll show you that to you later. It's, oh. Yeah, it's kind of, I guess, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. It's hot. The boiling water definitely does its trick. Yeah, this thing this stove is amazing, man. It boils water in like maybe a minute tops. Oh yeah, that works. That's some good stuff right there. They were not lying. It tastes pretty close to biscuits and gravy. It's just because Dad, I know you want to know. It's Mountain House. Man, they're actually really good. I'm going to have to buy some of these and just have them for breakfast on regular days. I'm eating my breakfast. I figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of the day. And then I'll check back in with you guys in a little bit. See ya. So here we are. I'm risking life, limb, and camera to show you the area around Lamousse, which is a city just outside Garmisch, just outside the area where I'm staying. Nice little church up in there. Europe in their churches. Got them everywhere. Mountain range. Mountain range. It's surrounded by mountains. It's really cool. You look up here at these mountains, you can see the snow's up there. Ski season's coming pretty soon, as you know. Here, this is like you know, Alps skiing mecca. They have a lift here. I'm not going to take it though. I just want to kind of show off the general area and the general feel of what's around, what it looks like out here. Then we'll come back and I'm going to do a little bit of talking. So, as you can see, it's pretty beautiful around here. This is an area not far away from where I'm staying, over in Garmisch, the Garmisch area. Let me tell you, if you're going to get stationed somewhere in Germany, Garmisch is the place, especially if you like the outdoors, because it's beautiful, it's quiet. Even these towns, they're really small. There's not a lot of people. It's not like Brussels where there's like a billion people climbing up your butt every day. It's wonderful here. I wasn't going to take my camera out today because of the rain, but I decided to go ahead and risk it because the rain isn't too bad, and I kind of want to just show off some of the area here where I'm at. And I'm going to come back up here in the winter when the snow's on the ground. Going to do some winter camping. That should be fun. I'm looking forward to sharing that with everybody. And hey, until the next shot comes up, see you in a little bit. Just a little stream that's running through near my Garmisch. It kind of parallels the road from Garmisch to Lamousse. Lies alongside of this here mountain. Pretty neat, huh? It's pretty nice. It's got some rapids. It runs pretty well. Guessing they might have some good trout fishing in here. I don't know. Maybe next time around. So I did all the running around I need to do for today. I'm gonna go do a little bit of hiking around the area just to see what's around. Yeah, it's not necessarily a thing on the video because it's still overcast. They're still calling for rain today. I don't want to be out there in the middle of nowhere with my camera. And you know, well, hey, don't want to stow away that kind of money. But before I go, I figured this is Germany, and Germany is known for beer. So I think we're going to have a couple of these before we set out. Because, you know, drinking and hiking is a great idea. Luckily, I'm not going far. Base itself isn't very big. Mountains are very close. Not going to climb up any mountains, so as far as safety goes, I think I'm fine. Of course, I don't have a bottle opener. I had to buy one. Yeah. They're cheap. It's Europe. Nothing's cheap. I did have my first experience today with not having a ration card. There's a little shop bed here on base, and so they have fuel there. I was like, well, I'll just get fuel today, so tomorrow morning when I take off, I don't have to worry about it. Well, when I stopped to get fuel, that crazy U.S. Army Europe. Yeah, I filled up. I was like, $14 for, $14 for, you know, 20 something gallon or 20 something liters. I was like, ah, that's a really good price. I wish these bases were all, or these pumps were all the way back to Belgium. But of course, if you don't have a ration card, well, surprise, surprise, surprise. First of all, they cut you down because you don't have a ration card. I'm like, hey guy, look, I don't have one, whatever, let's do what we got to do. So I got charged the economy price, which makes the price jump from $14 to $31 for that same 20 something gallons of fuel. Sorry, liters, not gallons. Gotta love the Army. You know, just a suggestion. I was just thinking, you know, when you're on a military base in Europe, and I realize they have the ration cards, and those are good for when you're traveling around the country, but they're country specific, which is kind of ridiculous when you get down to it. So this is gonna be like my rant. So if you're in Belgium, your ration card is a total card. So it's good at total stations, which are located in France, some in France, and Belgium. That doesn't do you any good for the rest of freaking Europe. No, for the rest of Europe, they have their own card. So like in Germany, and I'm sure Austria, it's ESSO. It's just crazy. Why can't they just issue one ration card for fuel? It's good in all the countries. Why do we have to have different ones for different countries? It just creates more work than's necessary. And when we're refilling on base, we shouldn't need a ration card. If we're going to a shop at, man, we should just be able to get fuel at American prices, period, if you ask me. It is an American installation. I realize it's on rented property, but still, it is considered technically property of the United States. So what's the deal? Of course, I don't make the rules, but I am obliged to follow them. It's just kind of silly if you ask me. Oh well, time to have that beer. Kids, don't drink this if you're at home. It's way too good for you. Well, here's my first stop on the way back. And man, let me tell you, I had to do some walking around here to find this site. Finally I said, oh, it's a church. So here we are. This is Erwin Rommel's grave site. One of the grave sites that I just had to see while I was in Europe next to the next stop. And yeah. Trying to keep this steady as I can, but I'm not using a tripod because of, you know, kind of figures. Down here you have the other one that tells us unit, the Africa Corps. Now yes, he was part of the German army, but you know, he was actually a really talented and superb general. Probably my two favorite since, say, Napoleon and Washington. We could use more generals like, I mean, they have a clue. Let's just put it that way. Lead from the front, hardcore, hard charging. Not, you know, being a general doesn't just mean being intelligent. Sometimes, well, you just gotta work harder. That's what it should mean. Anyways, I'm out of here to my next site, and then off back to Brussels. Okay, so here we are at the Luxembourg American Graveyard. Behind me you can see the memorial they put in place. Pretty cool. What we're going to do here is we're going to take a little tour. We're going to walk towards General Patton's grave. Hopefully I'm going to be able to find this. Here's a map of the military operations in Western Europe. Kind of cool. Goes over all the different things we did here. And over here is the front of that monument. Let's walk up and take a look inside, shall we? Very cool. Very nice. The operations in the Ardennes and the Rhineland specifically. Now, let's go find one of the greatest generals America's ever had, his grave. And here he lies. One of our best generals ever outside of Washington. The only general officer buried in Europe is in fact right here. But as you saw as I was coming in, a lot of soldiers buried here. God bless you, George. That wraps up this adventure. I hope all of you enjoyed all the videos shot and got to see some things maybe you haven't seen before. The graves are incredible, very touching. With that, hey, I just want to say get off your fourth point of contact, get out there and do it. Let's go home. So now we've seen a little bit of the mountains here around Garmisch. I'm not going to do that one. Well, that's going to wrap up this little adventure. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's touchy.